This page is the front cover of a late 1997 issue of Saturn Fan Magazine, prominently featuring a detailed illustration of a serious-looking female character with reddish-brown hair, likely from one of the featured visual novels. The cover splash highlights a major feature on Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, offering detailed strategies, maps, and interviews. There's also an exciting announcement for Even the Lost One, described as a completely original sequel to a masterpiece. Other key topics include the mystery surrounding Warp's D2 and an interview with Kenji Ino, along with coverage on the postponement truth behind Sentimental Graffiti. The cover also previews upcoming Sega titles like Burning Rangers, Shining Force 2i Scenario 1, Sonic R, and Sega Touring Car Championship, alongside reports on other anticipated games such as Uno, Mobile Suit Gundam, Giran's Ambition, Princess Crown, and Legend of Heroes 2-1, Shiroki Majo. The issue packs a punch, with features on major RPGs, strategy games, action titles, and visual novels from the height of the Saturn era. This page is the striking introduction to the feature on Warp's mysterious title, D2, directly following up on the tease from the cover. On the left, the prominent orange D2 logo stands out against a stark white background. Below the logo, small text hints at the game's platform, stating, "Runs under," likely indicating it's being developed for the Dreamcast console. The right side is dominated by a dramatic, blurry blend of red and black hues, suggesting a moody or intense theme. At the bottom right corner, the contact information and logo for Warp Inc. are displayed, confirming their involvement with the project highlighted on the cover, and setting the stage for the feature on Kenji Ino's enigmatic new game. The next page showcases a spread featuring two distinct Atlas titles for the Sega Saturn. On the left is Ronde, an SRPG described as following the tradition of the Majin Tensei series, featuring demon negotiation and fusion, along with a branching multi-story and multi-ending system. The artwork features a record label motif and a hand, emphasizing its unique theme. It was on sale at the time. The right page highlights the acclaimed Shin Megami Tensei Soul Hackers, a futuristic RPG presented with striking character artwork integrated into a cybernetic interface. The game is noted for carrying over core systems like demon fusion and negotiation from the Devil Summoner series, while adding new features like enhancements to the GUMP device and the Vision Quest system for exploring others' minds. Screenshots show the battle, exploration, and dialogue screens. It was also currently on sale. The page also briefly mentions a companion product, a Demon Compendium Volume 2, and a New Year campaign offering a chance to win an extra dungeon credram. This page is the table of contents for the November 28, 1997 issue of Saturn Fan Magazine. It features a cover story on Eve the Lost One, the sequel to a popular adventure game, and a detailed strategy guide for the recently released Shin Megami Tensei Soul Hackers, complete with an interview. The magazine highlights upcoming Sega titles in a preview section, including Burning Ranger and Sonic's R, alongside coverage of other games like Atelier Marie, Princess Crown, and Cotton 2 in continuation reports. There are also sections introducing new and upcoming software, regular columns covering reviews, rankings, strategy guides for games such as Super Robot Wars Frying, and special reports. The left side of the page is dominated by an advertisement for the snowboarding game, Steep Slope Sliders. The next page presents an urgent report investigating a mysterious advertisement for the upcoming game, D2, which surprisingly lacks any mention of the hardware it will be released on. This strange ad has caused quite a stir among fans, and the report confirms D2 is a polygonal action game. The page features an interview with Kenji Ino, the head of Warp, who developed the previous D games. Ino discusses the game's development status and touches upon the platform uncertainty, likely related to the changing console landscape at the time. He emphasizes his deep personal involvement in creating D2, handling the story, music, and direction himself. The report also introduces Laura Harris, the virtual actress featured in the D series, and shows renders of characters and scenes from the game. It's clear the mystery surrounding D2's release platform is a major point of interest for fans. This page continues the urgent report on Kenji Ino and Warp, delving deeper into the mysterious D2. Ino clarifies that the new D2 is fundamentally different from the previous games, designed as an action-adventure title rather than an RPG, with entirely new gameplay concepts. He discusses the demanding development process under tight deadlines, highlighting the challenges. A major point of discussion remains the game's release platform. Eno admits it's still undecided, mentioning both the Sega Saturn and PlayStation as possibilities, reflecting the turbulent console landscape. He also hints at other projects, including a provisional RPG title, and touches upon the Real Sound series, noting a planned Real Sound 2. The page features images of Kenji Eno, renders of D2 character Laura Harris, and mentions the previous M2 version of D2 compared to the planned Saturn version of Laura. Information about the Warp homepage and contest prizes are also included. It's clear Eno is deeply involved in his projects, navigating the complexities of game development and platform choices for his unique vision. This page provides an urgent report on the sudden delay of the highly anticipated dating simulation game, Sentimental Graffiti. The article delves into the reasons behind the delay and highlights the significant improvements and additions made during the extra 2 months of development. According to the producer, the primary reason for pushing back the release was to completely rebuild the simulation part of the game to enhance its gameplay quality and meet fan expectations. They dedicated the additional time to fine-tuning this core aspect. The delay wasn't just about fixing things, it allowed for substantial upgrades. The graphics have been polished, with improvements made to character standing poses and expressions, adding around 80 new visual patterns. The opening animation, initially planned differently, was converted to the higher quality true motion format. Furthermore, an MPEG movie version of the opening has been included, likely for those with compatible hardware, promising even better visual fidelity. Even minor details, like the paper quality for the bonus calendar, have been upgraded. The page features several character illustrations, showcasing the improved graphics and images related to the game's simulation map. There's also a mini-report mentioning that the game's package will be a double CD case, notably including the second window content, and will feature character illustrations instead of just a logo, adding a personal touch. The overall tone suggests that while the delay was disappointing, the development team used the time effectively to significantly boost the game's quality across multiple areas. This page features an in-depth look at Soul Hackers, a spin-off from the popular Shin Megami Tensei series. The centerpiece is an interview with Kazuma Kaneko, the acclaimed character and demon designer for the franchise. He discusses his creative process for Soul Hackers, touching upon the design of the game's heroine, Nemissa, and how her dual nature with Hitomi influenced her appearance. Kaneko also delves into the philosophy behind the demon designs, explaining how they are categorized and how new species were created for this entry, drawing inspiration from various sources including cyberpunk elements and mythological figures. He expresses satisfaction with the final look and feel of the game. Additionally, the interview touches upon the game's difficulty and accessibility compared to previous titles, and customization options like Demon Fusion and the Gump system. The page includes artwork of Nemissa, a portrait of Kazuma Kaneko, and an illustration of a prominent demon from the game, likely Metatron. This page dives deep into the core system of Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, specifically focusing on the intricate demon fusion mechanic. It explains the fundamental concepts, starting with demon attributes like light, neutral, and dark, and how these influence which demons you can recruit through negotiation, and which can be created via fusion. The guide details the process for both 2-body and 3-body fusion, illustrating how the race and level of the component demons determine the resulting creature. It highlights that certain powerful demons are only accessible through the more complex 3-body fusion process. The page also covers skill inheritance, showing how demons fused together can pass on special attacks and magic spells to their offspring, allowing for significant customization of your demon party. This section provides tables and examples to help players understand the complex formulas and possibilities within the fusion system. It's clear this is a critical part of mastering the game. This page continues the guide for Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, focusing on practical demon usage, battle knowledge, and interaction. It covers how to skillfully utilize your demonic allies. The guide details the negotiation process, explaining how successful recruitment depends on factors like your level, compared to the demon, and handling their requests for items or money. A significant portion is dedicated to the demon loyalty system, showing how a demon's loyalty level affects their actions in battle, and how to raise it through specific instructions and items like sake. The benefits of achieving high loyalty are also outlined. The page also touches upon advanced demon building, discussing Mitama fusion to boost a demon's base stats, and showcasing powerful results achievable through a specific creation fusion method, featuring high-level demons like Yuki, Tomoyukisa, and Seed. This section provides key insights into maximizing your demon party's effectiveness in combat. This page continues the deep dive into Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, delivering essential data on the game's demonic inhabitants. Building upon the mechanics discussed previously, this section serves as a crucial bestiary for demons under level 17. Each entry provides a clear image of the demon, its name, level, race, and crucial attribute alignment: light, neutral, dark, law, or chaos. More importantly, it lays out their core stats, skills, and vital information regarding resistances and weaknesses. This is invaluable for strategizing and assembling your early game demon party, giving players a clear picture of what common demons like Pixie, Angel, and Mokoi bring to the table, and how to best utilize or counter them. It's a straightforward, data-packed reference page, designed to help players master the basics of demon power. This page delves into the early game strategy for Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, guiding players from the starting point through the Astronomical Museum. It begins by introducing Paradigm X, the network virtual city hub, detailing various essential facilities like the forum, bank, casino, cinema, and shops that players should visit. The guide then focuses on the Argon NS dungeon, outlining the differing progression paths for the protagonist and the partner character, Urabe, noting variations in reachable areas. It warns players that Urabe shouldn't open treasure boxes, as the items obtained will differ, suggesting the protagonist should handle them early on. A crucial section highlights useful early-game demons found in Argon NS, specifically Pixie, Ghoul, and Knocker, detailing their stats and noting they are prime candidates for early fusion. The strategy emphasizes creating the holy beast Hecate before the first boss by fusing Ghoul and Pixie, touting Hecate's high magic attack as key for the upcoming battle. It also reminds players about the importance of managing magnetite, the resource needed for summoning demons. Detailed map layouts for multiple floors of Argon NS are provided, marking key points like stairs, elevators, terminals, heal spots, and treasure locations, offering clear navigation through this initial dungeon. This page provides a comprehensive guide to the Bayshore warehouse area in Shin Megami Tensei Soul Hackers. It begins by introducing the warehouse district, noting its larger scale compared to the previous dungeon and the prevalence of ice-based demons, making cold weather gear essential for navigation, especially in the second warehouse. The guide emphasizes the importance of keeping equipment updated by visiting shops after clearing each section. Strategic preparation for the boss, Ozmu, is detailed, recommending strengthening your demon party through fusion, potentially combining Seer with Izumi, and utilizing support skills like Rakukaja and Debuff. Detailed maps are presented for the first, second, covering 1F, B1, B2, and B3, and third warehouses, clearly marking exits, elevators, terminals, heal spots, and treasure box locations. The first and third warehouses share an identical layout. Lists of the demons encountered in both the first/third and second warehouses are provided, giving players a heads-up on the enemies they will face. Finally, the guide reminds players to collect treasure boxes, especially after boss fights, highlighting some valuable items that can be found within. This page delves deeper into Shin Megami Tensei Soul Hackers, guiding players through two distinct areas and offering crucial gameplay tips. It starts by detailing the challenges faced at the observatory, including a boss battle against Carol J. The guide highlights the dungeon's layout across 3 floors, 1F, 2F, 3F, notes a unique characteristic of an emergency exit, and provides lists of the demons encountered on each level to aid preparation. It also points out treasure box locations and some valuable items found within. Next, the Sea Arc area is introduced as a dedicated training ground. While not directly tied to the main story, it's an excellent place to level up and strengthen your demon party. With lists provided for the demons you'll fight there, specifically on the 2Fs. Maps for the Sea Arcs 1F and 2F are also included. General tips are then offered, covering strategic party composition for recovery support, an interesting mechanic where your partner's learned magic changes based on dialogue choices related to their personality, and recommended stat allocation when leveling up for both the protagonist and the partner. This comprehensive guide helps players navigate the game's challenges and optimize their party builds. This page provides a first look at Eve, the Lost One, the third title in the popular multi-site adventure series, following the critically acclaimed Eve Burst Error and Desire. The game utilizes the series' unique multi-site system, allowing players to experience the unfolding story from the perspectives of two different protagonists, weaving together their narratives to delve deeper into the core mystery. The article introduces one of the main characters, Kojiro Kyoko, a new investigator caught up in a series of bombing incidents. Her character art is showcased, depicting her personality and various expressions. The story is teased as a suspenseful thriller involving corporate targets and a larger conspiracy. While Kojiro Kyoko is confirmed, the identity of the second protagonist remains a secret, building anticipation for fans. Visuals also include a sneak peek at the game's detailed background art and reference scenes from the previous games, reminding players of the series' legacy. This new entry promises to deliver another complex and engaging narrative experience on the Saturn. This page delves further into Eve, the Lost One, focusing on the complex web of human relationships central to the game. It introduces several key characters and their roles within the story's core organizations. A diagram illustrates the connections between the JCIA, Cabinet Investigation Office, Altair Corporation, and the Mogetsu Institute of Biological Sciences, suggesting the JCIA is investigating Altair, which in turn sponsors the institute, with the investigation details currently unknown. Featured characters include the tough investigator Mikage Yo and Kono Honbucho, who heads the investigation room, both affiliated with the JCIA. From Altair Corporation, we meet the captivating female president, Kudo Kaiko, and her half-Japanese daughter, Kudo Reina, who is a high school student. The page also introduces Sakurazaka Haruharu, a pompous intellectual man associated with Altair, and Suzuta Natsumi, a stylish companion working at the World Import Tower, an Altair property. The profiles hint at their personalities and relationships, highlighting the diverse cast players will encounter in this mystery adventure. This page continues our dive into the intriguing world of Eve, the Lost One, shedding more light on the players involved in this mystery. We get profiles for 3 new characters from the Mogetsu Institute of Biological Sciences. The secretive director Mogetsu Seiyu, a researcher named Mino Kiyohide who is discovered murdered, linking the institute directly to the crime, and a high school student, Jiang Mingxi, notable for carrying a computer purchased with his part-time earnings. The magazine then speculates on the game's settings. The office building shown is likely the JCIA headquarters, possibly hinting at a return to familiar locations from the previous game, Even Burst Error. Backgrounds featuring European tile streets suggest the story may take place outside of Japan, or involve international intrigue, broadening the scope from past entries. A character confirmed to return is the head of the JCIA, Kono, raising the exciting possibility of other fan-favorite characters making an appearance. Finally, the prominence of computers in the background art and with a new character suggests technology might play a larger role this time, potentially increasing the complexity of the puzzles and investigation. Get ready, because the next issue promises to reveal even more shocking truths. This page delivers an exciting scoop on the latest entry in the Dragon Master Silk series. While previous games were RPGs, this new title, Dragon Master Silk Gaiden, takes a radical turn into a love Shugoroku adventure, blending board game mechanics with romantic elements. The Demon King is back, but the summoned hero is unexpectedly a high school girl in a sailor uniform, and you, the player, join her party to defeat the foe. Gameplay revolves around rolling dice to move across a board filled with various squares, including treasure chests and shrines where you use cards, monster squares that trigger battles, and even date squares to deepen your bond with a chosen partner. Selecting one of the 5 distinct partner candidates is crucial, as it impacts how you play. The magazine highlights this genre shift, and the series' signature playful, anything goes spirit. It's a surprisingly unique blend of strategy, dating sim, and classic board game progression. This page delves further into the unique gameplay of Dragon Master Silk Gaiden, focusing on the critical role of the bond you develop with your partner. It explains how your chosen partner's attitude and actions evolve based on this bond, influenced by dialogue choices, discovering treasure, and winning battles. The page introduces the 5 distinct partner candidates you can choose from: Mitsuki Shirafuji, the high school hero herself, and 4 elemental dragons named Ruri, Atio, aka, and Ki. Each character has a brief profile detailing their age, personality, and unique traits, accompanied by images of their voice actors. The simple yet strategic battle system is also highlighted, where victory depends on combining dice rolls with magic cards, with the partner's bond level impacting your capabilities. While building a strong relationship is key, the ultimate goal remains clear: defeat the Demon King. This page features the adventure game, A Girl Who Chants Love at the Bound of This World. It delves into the game's intriguing prologue, which begins with a mysterious letter and package from the protagonist, Takuya Arima's supposedly deceased father. The package contains a strange device called the Reflector. The article previews the initial chapters, highlighting key moments such as exploring Triangle Mountain, encountering mysterious characters, and visiting familiar locations like school. Screenshots illustrate the visual novel-style gameplay, showcasing character portraits, background scenes, and glimpses of the unique ADMS branching timeline system. The feature teases the unfolding narrative driven by Takuya's investigation into his father's legacy, and the secrets surrounding the Reflector and the parallel worlds it interacts with. This page delves further into the early chapters of the captivating adventure game A Girl Who Chants Love at the Bound of This World. Following the revelations from his father, Takuya Arima begins his exploration of parallel worlds. The page highlights key encounters and branching paths presented by the ADM system. It features scenes with the enigmatic Yuno, detailing their initial decision to investigate other realities and later meetings in various locations like the school rooftop. Other characters like Koryuji and Miyokono are also showcased in specific events, such as finding scattered pages or Mio's distress in the research lab. The narrative touches upon dramatic moments involving transport work ordered by Toyotomi and a confrontation with protesters, emphasizing the complex situations Yuno faces. The screenshots vividly capture the character interactions and diverse environments, illustrating the unfolding mystery and emotional depth of the story as Takuya navigates these different possibilities. This page continues to chronicle Takuya Arima's unfolding adventure in A Girl Who Chants Love at the Bound of This World. The story progresses through pivotal encounters following the initial briefing. Takuya interacts with various characters, including Toyotomi and Mio, navigating the complexities of their relationships. He meets a mysterious woman taking photographs, who is later astonishingly revealed to be his teacher, Miss Eriko. The game deepens its mystery surrounding the Geotechnics Company, featuring news reports that highlight the involvement of characters like Kozue and Sawaki. The narrative builds tension with dramatic scenes, such as Takuya assisting Sawaki, discovering a customizable jukebox feature at a coffee shop, and a dangerous confrontation where Ayumi is attacked by Yakuza, leading to Takuya's intervention and injury. The emotional depth is explored as Ayumi becomes visibly distressed and intoxicated, culminating in a sudden disappearance that leaves Takuya with a strong sense of dread. The accompanying screenshots vividly depict these character interactions and significant plot developments. This page features a special report on the Sega Saturn release of Langrisser I and II, subtitled Dramatic Edition. This compilation brings the first two classic strategy RPG titles to the Saturn, with significant enhancements. The most striking update is the completely redrawn graphics, including character portraits, battle sprites, and even enemy visuals, offering a fresh look compared to previous versions. The page highlights a comparison between the PlayStation and Saturn graphics, showcasing the distinct art styles. The focus of the Dramatic Edition is placed on enhancing the drama and presentation of the story, with improved direction and smoother gameplay flow. The report introduces the protagonists: Ledin, the prince from Langrisser I, and Erwin, the traveler from Langrisser II. Artwork for other key characters like Jessica and Leon is also featured. Notably, the scenario structure is discussed, mentioning potential increases in branching paths, especially highlighted as a feature of the Langrisser II portion. This release is presented as a simulation RPG that emphasizes character development and deep storytelling. This page dives into two very different Sega Saturn titles. On the left, we continue looking at Langrisser I and II Dramatic Edition, focusing on gameplay mechanics. The battle graphics have been completely redrawn, featuring detailed backgrounds that change based on the terrain, like grasslands, forests, and even cities. Spells like Meteor are shown impacting the battlefield, visibly altering the landscape. The unique character creation system returns, where answering a series of questions determines your protagonist's initial stats and class, offering a personalized starting point. The page also explains the class change system, available at level 10, allowing characters to branch into different paths. Although changing classes resets the level, the character becomes significantly stronger. On the right, we shift gears to the quirky Jungle Park Saturn Island. This title is described not as a typical RPG or adventure, but as entertainment software, where you become Saru and freely explore the colorful Saturn Island. The game emphasizes relaxed gameplay, letting you ride trains, hot air balloons, visit various locations like gardens or caves, and even ski. A notable improvement for the Saturn version is the addition of a save function, previously absent on PC, allowing players to preserve their progress before embarking on journeys or enjoying minigames. It's presented as a game about simply enjoying the island life at your own pace. This page features an in-depth interview with Gento Matsumoto, the creator behind the distinctive Sega Saturn title, Jungle Park. Matsumoto discusses the game's unique nature, describing it not as a traditional game, but as entertainment software, centered around freely exploring Saturn Island. He reveals the development process, including creating physical dioramas of the island first, a key step in bringing his vision to life. Matsumoto shares that the protagonist, Saru, represents his own inner self, emphasizing the game's focus on personal experience and relaxed gameplay. He touches on the game's success, mentioning the PC version sold 70,000 copies, and the transition to the Sega Saturn. He also hints at the possibility of a sequel following a different creative direction. The page includes images of the dioramas and some of Matsumoto's other illustrative work. A humorous anecdote from a user card mentions that buying the game led to a girlfriend staying over, highlighting the game's unique appeal. This page delivers a dynamic preview of the upcoming Sega Saturn title, Burning Rangers, a new project from Sonic Team offering a different atmosphere compared to their previous work like Sonic or Knights. A significant highlight is the fully animated opening movie, featuring the burning ship launching and the heroes dramatically descending into action, showcasing the game's energetic style. The page introduces the main cast: Shao Amaba, Chris Parton, Tillis, Big Landman, and Reed Phoenix, with prominent character art. New screenshots are revealed, prompting speculation about underwater gameplay, with the question, "BR can swim?" These images show varied environments beyond the previously seen energy plant, including detailed interiors and submerged areas, suggesting expanded exploration and challenges. The article notes the presence of creatures resembling dolphins in the water, adding intrigue to these new settings, and the potential for underwater movement and action. This page dives into the exciting character creation features of the baseball simulation game, Pro Yaku Team Wotsukuru. Main focus is on building your very own superstar player from the ground up. The process is broken down into simple steps. First, you choose a slot and give your player a name. Then comes the fun part: detailed appearance customization. You can fine-tune various aspects of the player's face, from the overall shape to specific features like eyes and mouth, and even change hair and skin color. The game offers plenty of options to create truly unique individuals. Once your player is created, you register them with your team. During registration, you decide key attributes like their playing position, dominant arm, and sex, adding them to your roster. The page also highlights the management aspect, detailing the selection of secretaries or managers to help run your team. There's a large pool of over 30 potential candidates across 4 different types, suggesting varied support roles. Screenshots show the creation menus, player registration screens, and examples of the different secretary types you can recruit. This title looks to be a deep dive into baseball team management, with a strong emphasis on personalization. This page continues the Sega Dynamic Preview, shifting focus to new battle elements and CG movies for Shining Force 2i. The core revelation is the X damage system, which introduces weapon and character compatibility. Weapons follow a rock-paper-scissors rule. Sword is strong against axe, axe against spear, and spear against sword, granting extra damage. Certain weapon types are also strong against specific character types, like bows against flying characters, or silver weapons against undead. The page also highlights character-specific X special moves triggered by weapon mastery. Examples shown include an archer's freezing arrow and an assassin's poison attack, which inflicts additional damage over time. Synbios is also shown using a powerful sonic wave attack. The article emphasizes that mastering these compatibilities and special moves is crucial for strategic advantage in battle. This page delves further into Shining Force 2 Eyes, showcasing new battle effects and magical abilities. It highlights the potent attacks of monk-type characters, focusing on specific weapon mastery skills like the powerful spread heel drop and heel drop maneuvers performed by Khan, demonstrating significant physical force. Beyond physical attacks, the page reveals impressive new magic. Dragon-type magic like Hellblast unleashes devastating energy, while new summon magic brings forth entities like Thanatos, the god of death, depicted with intricate real-time textures. The article also sheds light on scenario-driven 2D battles that occur between major events, detailing a mission to rescue a female monk. These intermediate battles allow players to navigate areas like warehouses, offering strategic opportunities. The page also introduces the Tactician Command, a helpful feature where a tactician provides strategic advice before battle, assisting players in understanding enemy dispositions and map layouts. Additionally, the ability to move between different areas within the same map using a dedicated icon is showcased, adding depth to exploration and tactical positioning. The next page dives deep into the finished version of Sonic R, the latest entry in the Sonic series, reimagined as a 3D action racer. The article highlights the game's abundant modes and challenging courses, emphasizing the unique character abilities and the freedom to explore hidden routes and daring shortcuts. It gives a detailed look at the fourth course, Regal Ruin, which evokes the feel of Egyptian ruins with pyramids and sphinxes. The course features various interactive elements, like ring gates and massive loops, that help improve your time. Players can also use item panels found on slopes to gain special effects or find shortcuts through tunnels. The warp system, or bank, is a critical point in the latter half of the course, offering a quick boost and banked corners for thrilling speed. The page also touches upon special items like tokens and the all-important Chaos Emeralds hidden within the courses, which seem to hold significant secrets. Screenshots showcase the vibrant environments and action-packed gameplay across different modes, including the classic two-player versus battles making a return. A table lists basic game details like the release date and price. This page dives deeper into the diverse gameplay options available in Sonic R, presenting its 3 core game modes and the secrets they hold. The article breaks down the main modes: Grand Prix, where you race against 4 comm opponents like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy on courses such as Resort Island and Reactive Factory, emphasizing the use of items and shortcuts. Time Attack mode offers various challenges, including a unique reverse mode, where you race courses backward, providing a fresh perspective. The page also covers the exciting split-screen versus mode for head-to-head competition. Beyond the standard racing, the article highlights special sub-modes like Get 5 Balloons and Tag 4 Characters, adding fun, objective-based challenges. A significant focus is placed on the game's secrets, specifically the hidden characters. It reveals that completing conditions on each of the 4 main courses unlocks a unique hidden racer, including fan favorites like Metal Sonic and the Tails doll. Even Drive Bay Eggman, initially available, has his powerful Eggmobile form unlocked by mastering the game. Furthermore, a mysterious final course, Radiant Emerald, awaits players who meet specific requirements, offering a climactic challenge and hinting at the importance of Chaos Emeralds. The page conveys that Sonic R is more than a simple racer, packed with secrets and varied ways to play. This page continues the preview of the highly anticipated Sega Touring Car Championship for Sega Saturn, highlighting surprising original elements and systems unique to this version. The article introduces the Boomtown Circuit, a brand new, exclusive track that is the longest in the game, blending urban and forest park environments. Players can dive deep into car customization with the detailed car setup feature, allowing adjustments to tires, suspension, and brakes to match individual driving styles and gain an edge on the track. The game also boasts comprehensive record screens, enabling players to filter and view rankings across various modes and conditions. Screenshots showcase the new circuit, the car setup interface, and the detailed records list, demonstrating that the Saturn port offers substantial original content and depth beyond a simple arcade conversion. The next page dives into the exciting online capabilities of Sega Touring Car Championship for the Saturn, detailing a global net event. This special event allowed players to connect their Saturn via modem to compete in worldwide rankings and exclusive races. Participation involved clearing the arcade mode championship, then accessing a special ranking website via an internet browser, inputting a password generated from the game's record screen to upload their best times. The event featured a unique, limited-time special circuit not found in the main game. Top competitors were promised luxurious Sega touring car merchandise as prizes. The event was set to kick off on December 25, 1997, turning the Saturn release into a live, competitive experience. The page also provides the official game homepage URL for accessing the arcade version's ranking board. This page features a deep dive into the upcoming J.League Pro Soccer Club O Tsukuru 2, presented as a dynamic preview with an interview and system reevaluation. The development team, including the planner, producer, and chief programmer, discuss key aspects of the game. A major highlight is the extensive custom player creation system, boasting millions of potential keyword combinations to shape unique players. The developers emphasize the critical importance of player condition and teamwork in match results, explaining how a lack of harmony can lead to unexpected losses, even with strong players. They also touch on player parameter development and the significance of overseas scouting, particularly focusing on Africa as a fertile ground for talent. Screenshots showcase gameplay views, player stats, and system menus, illustrating the detailed simulation elements and tactical depth that fans of the series expect, promising significant improvements over the previous title. This page provides a detailed, month-by-month account of a year playing J.League Pro Soccer Club O Tsukuru 2. It starts with the initial setup, choosing your team, manager, and uniform, then moves into events like selecting a captain and heading to overseas training camps to boost player stats. The core of the year revolves around the J.League season, split into the first stage and second stage. The reviewer recounts their team's performance, which seems to have been challenging, noting poor results in the first stage, but some improvement later. Beyond the main league, the year includes cup competitions, like the Challenge Cup and the Winter Cup. The report highlights the difficulty of these tournaments, with the reviewers' team exiting early. Off-season activities like contract negotiations and player training are also covered, showing the strategic depth required to build the team for the next year. There's a section discussing the perceived difficulty level of the J.League in the game, suggesting it's tough to compete with established teams, especially in the first year. Overall, the page illustrates the flow of a full in-game year and the highs and lows faced by the player manager. This page dives into the prologue of a Kazal, Panzer Dragoon RPG, known internationally as Panzer Dragoon Saga. The feature verifies the early parts of the story, using what appears to be a development room. It details the protagonist, Edge, escaping from ancient ruins after a treacherous event. Key moments include finding an elevator key to progress, and the pivotal encounter with the enigmatic dragon. The article highlights gameplay elements such as navigating the ruins, using switches, and traveling by air with the dragon. It mentions the first hostile creature encounters, and the presence of save points and items. The narrative focuses on the unfolding destiny connecting Edge, the mysterious girl Akazal, and the Imperial commander Kramen. The visuals showcase screenshots of the game's exploration, combat encounters, and character interactions, emphasizing the dramatic beginning of this epic RPG journey and the intriguing relationship between the main characters. This page continues the guide for a Kazal, Panzer Dragoon RPG, known in the West as Panzer Dragoon Saga, focusing on the journey through the treacherous canyon area. After the initial events at the excavation site, Edge pursues Kramen into this new region. The guide details the challenges awaiting players in the canyon area, which is divided into two sections. Canyon Area 1 serves as an introduction to combat, featuring the game's first enemy encounters, and highlighting the importance of collecting items and using the dragon effectively in battle. It also explains the game's HUD elements, such as the radar showing enemy locations, and the gauge indicating the dragon's speed. The tunnels in this area are described as linear paths connecting different sections. Progressing to Canyon Area 2, the environment becomes more expansive and introduces more difficult, aggressive creatures. The page highlights key mechanisms required to advance, including using switches within caves and navigating areas protected by wind nets designed to deter monsters. The path culminates in a significant boss encounter against Beamos, a formidable creature pursuing Gash. After defeating Beamos, Edge meets Gash, marking a pivotal moment in the story. The area also features notable landmarks, like a cave within a waterfall, suggesting alternative paths, and the wreckage of an Imperial battleship. The article concludes by mentioning the next destination, the Gharial Desert. This page provides a vibrant report from the Sega Saturn Digital 97 Circus event, starting with details from the initial Fukuoka venue. The event was a spectacle featuring performances like those from the Bolshoi Circus, packed demo areas where fans could try out the latest games, and intense game tournaments. Highlights included showcasing unreleased titles such as Sonic SAR and Real Bout Fatal Fury Special. A significant reveal was the confirmation of a home console port for the popular arcade shooter, The House of the Dead. The page also outlines the future schedule for the Digital Circus Tour, listing upcoming events in other cities and hinting at specific activities planned, including events related to Mobile Suit Gundam, Giran's Greed, and Sentimental Graffiti. In other news, the News Dynamite section features updates like information on the upcoming Sakura Wars, the gorgeous blooming cherry blossoms OVA, detailing its contents and showing character art. There's also business news regarding Sega's move to strengthen its distribution network through a new partnership. Overall, it paints a picture of a lively period for Sega Saturn enthusiasts, with events and new releases on the horizon. This page is a reader submission form or postcard for the Sega Saturn Fan Magazine, designed for fans to interact with the publication. It provides sections for readers to mail in contributions like game scores for listed titles such as Ronde, Coldcept, Sega Ages, Columns, Arcade Collection, Layer Section 2 known as Galactic Attack in the West, Inspector Minton's Case File, Falcom Classics, Zokyu Geru Gotha World, and Mahjong Gakuen Sai. There are also spaces dedicated to specific magazine segments like The Kingdom of Saturn and The Cornhead Club, allowing readers to share their thoughts or participate in columns. Additionally, a large section is allocated for readers to apply for prizes, asking for personal details like age, grade, and gender, and allowing them to rank their desired items from a list numbered 1 through 18. It serves as a direct channel for the community to engage with the magazine's content and staff. This page features a variety of new releases and announcements for Sega fans. There's a look at the Voice Rocket, a unique toy that lets you control combat using your voice. The magazine also highlights several new portable games, including pet simulation titles like Up Up UFO and Pocket Este, which focus on raising virtual creatures and managing lifestyle, alongside a virtual Mickey game for Disney fans. Model enthusiasts get a detailed preview of the impressive Perfect Grade Evangelion kit. For multiplayer fun, Hudson's SBOM Battle Pack Peripheral Bundle is featured, providing the necessary gear for local competitive play. In the News Dynamite pickup section, the page announces several new CD releases, featuring a live album from Robination, a collection of classic Falcom game music, and the theme song from the Virus anime by Ran Takano. The magazine also runs a Dynamite Present giveaway, offering readers a chance to win prizes like collectible figures, exclusive phone cards, and tickets to a Yoshitaka Amano art exhibition. Application details are provided for those interested. Finally, the page includes a section announcing the winners from a previous issue's contest giveaway. This page dives deep into the gaming scene, with various ranking charts based on both sales data and reader feedback. It prominently features the ranking street sections, giving us insights into what was popular and what fans were hoping for. The Saturn sales rankings highlight the success of new releases like All Japan Pro Wrestling featuring Virtua, which topped the charts upon its debut. Other strong performers included Coldcept and Rond. The popularity ranking shows that established hits like Sakura Wars 2 and You Know remained incredibly popular, alongside newer releases like Super Robot Wars, Phi Complete Box, and the RPG Grandia. The competitive fighting game X-Men vs. Street Fighter also scored high, demonstrating its strong fan base. Perhaps most interestingly, the Ports Wanted ranking reveals what games players were eager to see on the platform. Titles like Neon Genesis Evangelion, Girlfriend of Steel, the visual novel To Heart, Masu Kishin, and popular fighting title Pocket Fighter were highly requested. The commentary notes strong fan demand for games like Resident Evil 2 and Final Fantasy V2, showing a clear desire for major console hits to make the jump. The page reflects a dynamic market, with both new contenders and fan favorites holding strong. This page presents the Ranking Street Game Report Card, showcasing reader rankings and reviews. At the top is a ranking table, revealing that the fighting game, Dead or Alive, secured the #1 spot based on reader feedback, achieving an impressive 88% sweet rating. Readers praised Dead or Alive's beautiful character models, particularly the detailed polygons and the excellent hold system. They found the controls responsive, and the difficulty well balanced for both beginners and experts. The fighting system was intuitive, and the addition of costumes was a popular feature, though some found the endings repetitive or the difficulty spikes frustrating. The developer, Tecmo, thanked fans for their support, and noted their focus was creating appealing characters and enjoyable gameplay, promising to continue improving. In second place is Asuka 120% Limited, with 83% positive feedback. Players enjoyed the gorgeous graphics, simple controls, and the evolution of the series. The unique tension system was a highlight, and the adjustments from the arcade version were well received. However, some noted the lack of significant changes from previous versions and found the training mode lacking. Rounding out the top three is Ken Bunny Extra, with 60% positive reviews. Fans appreciated the scenario created for the female protagonist and enjoyed the progression. They praised the voice acting and music but felt let down by the lack of volume compared to the previous game. The graphics and system felt fresh, particularly the graphical enhancements on the platform. Please provide the text you would like me to summarize. This page presents the real-time game ranking, compiled from reader votes. A big headline highlights Super Robot Wars FAUF, noting it's the first game in a while to exceed 1,000 total points, a significant achievement based on popularity and consistent voting. The ranking itself is a dynamic list influenced by monthly votes. The top spots are currently held by Sakura Wars, followed by Super Robot Wars F, and Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, Endless Duel. The list continues with popular titles like Tokimeki Memorial, Forever With You, Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Summoner, and Langrisser IV. The system awards points based on rank from reader ballots, with points carried over and adjusted each month, reflecting ongoing player sentiment and engagement. Games with insufficient votes aren't included, focusing the list on actively played and discussed titles. This page features a reader questionnaire, inviting fans to provide feedback and enter a prize draw to win one of 10 highly anticipated Sega Saturn games. 50 lucky readers will each receive a copy of titles like the classic visual novel Uno, the strategy RPG Shining Force 2i Scenario 1, the racing game Sonic R, the gorgeous action RPG Princess Crown, the magical girl shooter Cotton 2, the challenging dungeon crawler Wizardry Nemesis, the management sim pro Yaku Team wo Tsukuru, Galaxy Fraulein Una 3, Marie's Atelier, or the idol sim Hop Step Idol. The questionnaire dives into reader demographics, gaming habits, and asks for opinions on articles from the current issue and impressions of upcoming and recently released games. It also includes sections for rating games based on criteria like character movement, sound, and originality, providing valuable feedback to the magazine and developers. The page includes lists of articles in the current issue, other gaming magazines, and available hardware. Most notably, it features a massive list showcasing Sega Saturn software scheduled for release from late 1997 onwards, giving players a comprehensive look at the exciting lineup ahead. This page provides an extensive look at the Sega Saturn's impressive software library, listing over 770 titles available as of November 6, 1997. It's categorized neatly by genre, showcasing the console's diverse range. You'll find everything from hard-hitting fighting action like Virtua Fighter 2 and Fighting Vipers, to deep simulation RPGs such as Shining Force 2i and Dragon Force. The simulation section covers titles from Princess Maker 2 to Theme Park, while the shooting genres, both 2D and 3D, boast gems like Galactic Attack, Radiant Silvergun, a masterpiece, and the iconic Panzer Dragoon series, and Virtua Cop. The role-playing category is strong, with titles like Shining the Holy Ark and the Lunar Games. Adventure fans have titles like Myst, while sports and race games are well represented, with classics like Sega Rally Championship, Daytona USA, Virtua Striker, and Sega Worldwide Soccer. Table, puzzle, and other unique titles round out the list, demonstrating the vast array of experiences available on the Saturn at this point in its life cycle. This comprehensive list really highlights the depth and breadth of the Saturn's game catalog. This page features a split layout, highlighting both game industry education and a specific Sega Saturn game release. The prominent right side advertises the Sega Saturn title Umanari 1 Furlong Gikiju, a horse racing simulation based on a popular comic by Miho Yoshida. It emphasizes the game's focus on raising thoroughbreds with unique personalities, inheriting traits from their parents, and requiring the player, acting as trainer and owner, to make key decisions on training and race selection. The game boasts realistic voice commentary from Radio Tampa announcers, deep simulation of training and breeding, a large roster of real jockeys and horses, and the ability to race in major Japanese and overseas Bog 1 races. It also promises engaging interactions with the horses, and detailed visuals of both horses and riders. The advert notes its scheduled release for December 4th, at a price of 5,800 yen. The left side of the page is dedicated to advertisements for game design schools, including the Tokyo Game Designer Academy and the Osaka Game Designer Academy, promoting their courses and showcasing successful students who have been hired by game companies. This page dives deep into Mobile Suit Gundam. Giran's Ambition on the Sega Saturn, a detailed simulation covering the One-Year War. The game's core mechanic allows players to command forces simultaneously across both ground and space maps, managing resources and troop movements in two distinct theaters of conflict at once. The gameplay is structured into three phases: the strategic phase for research and development, the action-setting phase for issuing orders to units on the maps, and the action execution phase where the turn plays out based on the set commands. The presentation is highlighted by impressive battle animations rendered in CG, showcasing various iconic mobile suits engaging in combat, from close-quarters duels to long-range bombardments. The page features action shots of units like the Earth Federation's Gundam and the Principality of Zeon's Goof and Dom. Additionally, new event visuals are revealed, presenting animated cutscenes that depict key moments and characters from the war, including Amuro Ray, Char Aznable, the White Base, and other pivotal figures, adding a narrative layer to the strategic gameplay. The game promises a deep strategic experience, coupled with faithful animated renditions of the conflicts. This page shifts focus to SD Gundam G Centuries, presented as a strategy simulation significantly improved from its PlayStation counterpart. The article highlights additions like new units and original CG movies, promising increased enjoyment and content. The core gameplay revolves around an established system combining strategic movement on hex grids with action-based battles. Players produce units, occupy strategic points like bases and relay points on diverse maps, and transport forces using motherships. Battles are triggered when units engage, leading to direct, timed action sequences featuring the stylized, super-deformed mobile suits. The page shows screenshots of the strategic map, unit production menus, and battle sequences, demonstrating the game's flow from planning to combat. It also details an original CG movie specifically for the Saturn version, featuring first-generation Gundams and other iconic units. The overall impression is of a solid, enhanced strategy title, with engaging action elements and bonus visual content. This page delves into the Sega Saturn port of Atelier Marie, the Alchemist of Salzburg, highlighting the significant additions made for this version. Beyond the core game, Saturn owners are treated to exclusive original events and several brand new minigames. One featured minigame is the Doki Doki Treasure Hunt game, described as a puzzle action game where you move blocks and guards to find hidden treasure, seen in accompanying screenshots. There's also a section detailing the rules for these minigames, emphasizing they are simple and easy to pick up. The page showcases various other minigames included, such as an apple-catching game, a mouse-catching game, a goldfish scooping game, and even a hammer smash game, all illustrated with small screenshots. These minigames are presented as fun distractions that add variety to the Atelier experience. The article also touches upon promotional aspects, mentioning a radio show related to the game featuring voice actress Haruna Ikezawa. There's a curious segment about a drink-making corner from the radio show, discussing ingredients like leaf juice, cocoa powder, goldfish scooping, presumably an ingredient name or joke, and Oronomin C, leading to a special Makoff drink. Overall, the page positions the Saturn version as the definitive edition, packed with extra content to enhance the player's enjoyment beyond the original PlayStation release. The minigames seem varied and provide lighthearted fun alongside the main alchemy gameplay. This page provides an update on the development status of the Sega Saturn game, Magical Girl Pretty Sammy. The report confirms the game is now in a playable state, focusing on the latest room version. It details a scenario titled, Mysterious New Weapon? Codenamed Kira Kira Rakuda, which is 90% complete and appears to be the second episode, featuring near-complete text, graphics, movies, and voice acting. Another scenario mentioned, likely the third episode, is Burn! Flame Chocolate 3 Days Until Valentine's, which is currently 20% complete overall, though the text and branching are mostly finished. The page highlights several key scenes with screenshots, including one where Sammy's true identity is almost revealed during a battle. Another concerning a mysterious pendant found at an amusement park that turns out to be a superweapon. and a battle scene where Masao and Ryuki help Sammy fight attackers. It also covers a planned visit to an amusement park with Masao that gets interrupted by monster attacks, leading to a battle where Sammy finds the pendant. The article notes that the basic system carries over from the previous game, and the overall feel is akin to watching the anime series' second and third episodes. It also mentions the inclusion of original music clips within the game, showcasing them with screenshots. The page confirms that scenario and visual completion is being checked on the latest room version. Game information like release date and price is also included. This page continues the report on Princess Crown, diving deeper into the game's events and introducing key sub-characters. We follow the journey of the protagonist, Gradriel, detailing her activities within the castle, from handling royal duties and training in swordplay with the Knight Commander, to moments of reflection and prayer for her deceased mother. The page introduces two more crucial allies Gradriel will meet: the energetic magic user Proserpina, highlighting her staff-based attacks and confirming her battle controls are similar to Gradriel's, and the formidable one-eyed pirate Portgas, showcasing his unique appearance and powerful lightning crossover special move. Several screenshots illustrate these characters in action and specific event scenes, including a confrontation with a monster on a terrace and finding treasure with Portgas. The report emphasizes the variety of events and character interactions that unfold as the story progresses, promising a rich action RPG experience. The game's release date is confirmed as December 11th. This page offers a closer look at Princess Crown's characters and events, showcasing protagonists, allies, and battle sequences. This page dives into the new characters joining the fray in Tactical Adventure Galaxy Fraulein Yuna 3, Lightning Angel. The focus is squarely on the original characters introduced specifically to help Yuna stand against the formidable mechanized empire. Featured prominently is Bai Shan, a mysterious mechanized individual assisting Yuna, depicted with flowing blue hair and elaborate robes, alongside a screenshot showing her with the red enemy robots. We also meet Yuhua, a benevolent mechanized being who long ago sealed away the Black Emperor, the main antagonist. Yuhua is shown in elegant white and gold robes with a distinctive yin-yang motif. The page also introduces the San Ken Ki, the collective term for three powerful beings: Yuhua, Qmei, and Ken Hao. These are the same trio who previously sealed the Black Emperor and are currently sealed themselves somewhere in the cosmos. Illustrations showcase the imposing red form of Ken Hao, who wields a sword, and the smaller figure of Qmei. The report highlights the anticipation surrounding the crucial roles these powerful new allies will play in Yuna's battle. This page reports on KMJ, the Mystery Hospital, a survival horror game set in a vast hospital overrun by a deadly virus and experiencing explosions. Players must guide protagonist Hajime and his friends, trapped inside, as they navigate the dangers and seek escape. The game emphasizes realism through full CG visuals and motion capture, bringing character expressions and movements to life, with the help of professional film directors for overall direction and sound. The report previews the game's early branching story paths, where players' actions and even a coin toss can determine which route they take. These paths include finding keys, encountering allies like the mysterious girl Masato, and obtaining crucial items like a light or a virus checker. A key gameplay mechanic is the 5 senses button, allowing players to use sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch to uncover hidden information necessary for survival. The page introduces the main characters caught in this nightmare: Hajime, the player character; Ryo, Hajime's easily scared friend; Aya, a nurse at the hospital; and Tomowo, another friend who becomes the first victim of the virus. Screenshots showcase intense moments of exploration, character interactions, and the terrifying game over screens, highlighting the game's focus on suspense and the constant threat of infection and explosion. This page showcases the impressive event scenes and rich scenario presentation of Legend of Heroes: White Witch. This page features an exclusive interview with Surtech President Norman Sirotech and creative director Linda Curry about Wizardry Nemesis. They discuss how this entry aims to attract both veteran fans and newcomers by blending traditional RPG elements with adventure game features, emphasizing its rich story and scenario. The article touches upon the game's starting point in the town of Garakan and introduces early locations like the Forest of Tarleon and cryptic encounters, including the mysterious Hargon race. Screenshots showcase the game's graphics, auto-mapping feature, and some combat and exploration scenes. The interview also briefly mentions the ongoing development of Wizardry version 2i. It highlights the developer's confidence in Nemesis's appeal and its place in the Wizardry legacy. This page provides an update on the trap adventure game, Dukoku Soshite, developed by Data East and Studio Line. The article announces that the graphic production is nearing completion, with numerous high-resolution event CGS for the characters finalized. The page introduces 5 of the game's female characters, each accompanied by representative event graphics that hint at their personalities and situations within the abandoned setting. The characters featured are Ryo Sasamoto, the gentle heroine shown in distressing scenarios; Marie Shina, a popular chemistry teacher appearing in compromising moments; Izumi Hattori, a lively girl depicted needing assistance with a mundane but potentially significant problem; Chisa Aoki, a diligent student with a stern expression in one scene; and Kojima Shirakawa, a maid whose appearance suggests she is in danger. The page emphasizes the visual appeal and previews the various predicaments the characters will face as players navigate the game's adventure elements. The game is an adventure title slated for a February 1998 release. This page provides an update on the adventure game Dukoku Soshite and previews the magical girl shooter Cotton 2. On the left, the article delves into the Dukoku Soshite direct search reaction (DSR) system, where clicking different parts of the screen yields various character responses and hints for puzzles. Screenshots demonstrate the interface and character dialogue triggered by player interaction. The page also covers the casting call for the game's TV commercial, featuring photos of actresses auditioning for roles, highlighting the focus on portraying the characters accurately and showcasing acting skills. The right side features a report on Cotton 2. It praises the game's beautiful graphics and discusses the 2 available modes: Arcade Mode, a perfect port of the arcade version, and Saturn Mode, which features a rebalanced gameplay experience. The article notes that Cotton 2 supports the Sega Saturn's 4 MB expansion RAM cartridge for increased voice acting, enhancing the charming characters. It highlights the fun of racking up scores with chaining attacks, making it an enjoyable shooter for fans of the genre and the characters. This page dives deeper into the gameplay mechanics of Cotton 2, moving beyond a simple galgun shooter with its complex scoring system. It highlights the crucial Verge system, explaining how chaining captures of sealed enemies and colliding them into others significantly boosts your score. The article emphasizes that mastering Verge is essential for chasing high scores, not just simple shooting. It also covers the level-up system, where collecting crystals enhances your shot power, a familiar element for series fans. Basic techniques for utilizing Verge are detailed step-by-step, showing how to seal, catch, and collide enemies for maximum effect. The page features an interview with Katsuki, the character designer for Cotton 2, discussing the creation of the new characters Appling and Needle, and how they fit into the established Cotton universe. Screenshots showcase the action, the level-up interface, and dynamic moments using the Verge system, illustrating the points made about the gameplay depth and the visual flair of the new characters. This section demonstrates the magazine's focus on providing in-depth analysis and creator insights into the game. This page is a strategy guide for Lunar, the Silver Star, focusing on the initial chapters, specifically chapters 1 through 4. The main feature is a detailed flowchart presenting the shortest possible route through this early part of the game. The flowchart breaks down the progression step by step, outlining necessary events, character interactions, information gathering opportunities, and when key character or anime demo scenes occur. It essentially provides a clear, linear path to follow to advance the story efficiently. Beyond the flowchart, the guide highlights specific points of interest or challenge, such as the search for a teacher, navigating the debt cave, exploring the forest of the sea, and battling the lesser demon. For these points, detailed strategies are provided, including recommended character levels, enemy weaknesses, and effective tactics for overcoming obstacles. The guide aims to equip players with the necessary information to tackle these early game challenges successfully. Screenshots from the game accompany the text, visually illustrating locations and battle scenarios discussed in the guide. This page continues the strategy guide for the classic RPG, Lunar, the Silver Star. On the left, the flowchart picks up from the previous page, guiding players through the latter part of Chapter 3, focusing on events at Daedalus' Research Institute and the Underground Warehouse, highlighting key character interactions and information gathering, including acquiring new magic, like Thunderblade. The right side details crucial points from Chapter 4. Point 9 covers the man's dungeon, offering advice on tackling enemies, especially once Blade joins the party, suggesting effective skills like rain press. Point 10 provides a strategy for the battle against the Flame Garter, noting its fire resistance and water weakness, recommending water-based attacks. Point 11 gives quick tips for the Grizzly fight, mentioning its high attack power but weakness to fire. Finally, Point 12 covers the confrontation with Galeon, explaining the initial forced battle and advising players on tactics for the main fight, emphasizing MP management and using powerful skills like Blade Launcher. Screenshots accompany these sections, showing dungeon layouts and battle scenes. The guide aims to prepare players for these significant challenges towards the end of the 4th chapter. This page jumps into the strategic depths of the fantasy board game, Culdicept, offering guidance for intermediate players. It focuses on 2 key areas: building your 50-card book and mastering card battle tactics. The guide emphasizes tailoring your book to the specific map and your chosen strategy. It outlines different book archetypes, such as the aggressive attack type, filled with powerful creatures and attack items for taking land, and the steady defense type, which prioritizes defensive creatures and spells to hold territory and hinder opponents. It also discusses adapting your book to various map layouts, noting how map features like linear paths or branching routes influence the effectiveness of certain strategies, like using the Holy Word spell for rapid laps on specific maps. A section delves into utilizing the unique characteristics of creature races, such as humans being versatile with items, or dragons excelling in raw attack power but having item limitations. The core of the battle strategy is then explored through card combinations. The guide presents examples of powerful synergies, explaining how pairing cards like Medusa and Wing Boots allows you to preemptively petrify an enemy, or how the classic Holy Word Fee plus Holy Word Zero combo forces opponents to pay your tolls. Other combos showcase how cards like Battle Axe can dramatically boost creature attack power, or how spells like Telekinesis can strategically relocate creatures. The page concludes with a call for readers to submit their own effective card combinations. This page concludes the Super Robot Wars FEF Strategy Guide, covering late-game scenarios, the story climax, and provides a detailed strategy for Scenario Forte Corti featuring Master Asia. This Super Robot Wars F Strategy Guide covers late-game scenarios. Scenario 41, The Undefeated of the East, features a tough map and Master Asia boss. Players should advance strategically, focusing on key characters and efficient enemy takedowns. Scenario 42, DC's Conspiracy, emphasizes using Schwartz and splitting forces, sending strong units north and protecting weaker units south. Scenario 43, Recapture Adelaide, Part 1, is a desert map favoring air units and Minovsky craft-equipped ground units, advising players to defeat Beistenwell army units like Spriggan and Fibrilli first. Scenario 44, the second part of Adelaide, is easier and focuses on fast, concentrated movement to the center to defeat the boss, Luf's Zydrum, quickly. This page continues the Super Robot Wars 4 Strategy Guide, moving into scenarios 45 through 48, focusing on overcoming challenging late-game situations. Scenario 45, Operation Reconquista, tasks you with protecting the Nahel Argama. The strategy hinges on whether you keep Unigus or focus entirely on defense, emphasizing dealing with initial enemy waves efficiently while preparing for guest army reinforcements. Scenario 46, Colony Rebellion, presents a battle against the guest army. The advice centers on positioning, suggesting either holding the central island or waiting near enemy appearance points to control the flow of battle and deal with the powerful boss units, Zep and Seti. Scenario 47, To the Londo Bell Universe, puts your forces in a surrounded state. The recommended approaches prioritize striking hard with Gundams, or consolidating forces in a corner. A key challenge is dealing with multiple Gundam reinforcements appearing on turn 6. Finally, Scenario 48, Peace Established, is the first colony battle. Strategies involve quickly merging your scattered forces, or utilizing a strong unit like the Bilbine for a decisive attack. The scenario also features significant enemy reinforcements appearing on turn 6, including familiar Gundam units like the Wing Gundam and its teammates. The screenshots show the tactical maps and unit combat, illustrating the challenging layouts and powerful machines involved in these decisive late-game battles. This page continues the Super Robot Wars Fee Strategy Guide, covering the final scenarios. Scenario 49, The Sank Kingdom Again, on the real robot path is similar to the Super Robot Route's final battle, recommending waiting near the colony and preparing for Heyman's reinforcements on turn 10. The screenshot shows the battle map and unit combat. Scenario 50, Heyman's Shadow, is the Super Robot Path's conclusion. This guide advises using map weapons to weaken enemies, and then finishing them with lower-level units for experience. Heyman appears with reinforcements on turn 7. The screenshot shows the battlefield layout and a combat shot against a Queebly. Beyond the strategy guide, the page features the SRX Super Robot Mania Fan Corner with fan art and messages, notably featuring artwork of various female characters and separate illustrations of the new Gundam versus Sazabi and a pink-haired character. There's also the Super Robot Memorial File Volume 12, focusing on Mobile Suit Gundam 0083, Stardust Memory, and the GP01FB, discussing the OVA's plot, key characters like Gato, Ku, and Yuraki, and its depiction of realistic military conflict. An illustration of the GP01FB is included. This page features the fighting game Savage Rain prominently on the left, highlighting its claim to realism and diverse martial arts disciplines. The article showcases screenshots of the game's 3D combat and includes character portraits representing the various fighting styles like karate, taekwondo, muay thai, and boxing. The text emphasizes the game's motion capture technology and the fluid combinations players can execute, suggesting it strives for an authentic fighting game experience. On the right, the Conehead Club column offers a lighter, community-focused section. It appears to be a regular feature where readers and staff share anecdotes, thoughts on daily life, and experiences related to gaming. This column includes smaller illustrated segments, such as Manga de Go and Today's Hajime-san, presenting short, relatable stories in a manga format, adding a personal touch to the magazine. The overall section feels like a casual space for fans to connect and share. This page is a collection of reader contributions under the umbrella of the Conehead Club, featuring fan art, opinions, and discussions about various games. The illustration gallery showcases diverse reader artwork depicting characters from games like Sentimental Graffiti, Black Matrix, King of Fighters, Roommate, Psychic Force, Virtua Fighter Kids, and possibly Shining Two Eyes, reflecting popular titles of the time. The Cone Kids Network board focuses on reader letters, with one prominent discussion centered around the used game market and its impact on the industry, including perspectives on pricing and manufacturer involvement. In the My Favorite Heart Game section, a reader praises Meltylancer, highlighting its pinball gameplay and impressive graphics and sound. The Sega Am Freak column features artwork, likely related to Sega's arcade division or home console ports, including characters that appear to be from Shining 2i, capturing the excitement for Sega titles. Kids Hope Live presents more reader feedback, with one entry expressing thoughts on Super Robot Wars F and its inclusion of Evangelion units, sharing personal experiences with the game. Finally, Voices Hoping for Sequels prominently features a plea for a sequel to Guardian Heroes, demonstrating strong fan desire for continuations of beloved titles. Overall, the page offers a snapshot of reader engagement and passion for the games popular in the Sega Saturn era. This page is dedicated to the Dragon Force Supporters Club, a segment within the Conehead Club. It features a special reveal of secret setting materials for the beloved Sega Saturn strategy RPG, Dragon Force. The page showcases character design sketches and brief descriptions for 8 of the game's protagonists and key figures: Wayne, Tyrus, Mikazuki, Leon, Gongos, Juno, Goldark, and Reinhardt. These character spotlights offer insights into their appearances and personalities, providing fans with a deeper look into the game's world and heroes. At the bottom, there's a special presents section announcing a giveaway of limited edition Dragon Force merchandise, including a mousepad and a t-shirt, for members of the Supporters Club, highlighting the strong community engagement surrounding the game. This page is part of the We Are Supporters corner within the Conehead Club, a dedicated space where fans send in their love for favorite game characters. It's hinted that popular games might get their own permanent sections. Several games are featured based on fan submissions. There's the EVA Complimentary Committee, showcasing fan art and comments for Neon Genesis Evangelion characters like Asuka, Rei, and Shinji. The Tokimeki Lovers Club is here, with art of characters from Tokimeki Memorial, including Shiori and Saki. The Imperial Guards section features characters from Sakura Wars, showing fan art of Lee Kohran and Maria Tachibana. The Lang's Garden covers the Langrisser series, displaying character art from titles like Langrisser 2. Dedicated sections appear for classic RPGs like Lunar, Likely Lunar, Silver Star Story, and Eternal Blue, featuring fan art of core characters such as Alex, Luna, Galeon, and the rest of the cast. The Vampire Groovy section is all about Darkstalkers, showcasing fan art of popular fighters like Felicia and Bulleta. There's also a spot for Tactics Ogre Battle, with Deneb's Pumpkin Shop, and Death God units, highlighting fan favorites from the strategy series. Finally, the page includes a Q&A section addressing fan questions about games like Kuadoran and other topics, alongside guidelines for submitting fan art and letters to the magazine. It's clear this section is a vibrant community hub, fueled by fan passion for their favorite Sega Saturn and related games. This page is part of the Game Research Institute, offering strategy guides and tips. This installment focuses on the game Rondo of Swords, providing a concentrated data strategy guide for stages 8 through 11. The developers acknowledge that Ronde is a tough game to clear and emphasize the importance of understanding the data presented. A major highlight is the comprehensive guide to Demon Fusion, a key mechanic for creating powerful units. It explains how to fuse spirits and provides examples of effective combinations, including details on obtaining the necessary jewels from specific stages like stage 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 11. The guide offers stages-specific strategies, covering challenging points in stages 8 through 11. For instance, it advises on the optimal route in stage 8 and tactics for dealing with the tough boss unit, TTC-18, in stage 9. Additionally, the page touches upon the mysterious capsule-containing genetic data item and details the conversation patterns needed to successfully negotiate with certain demons, such as the dwarf and Hippolyte, encountered in stage 11, allowing players to potentially recruit them. A large table provides fusion recipes for creating various demons, up to level 18, serving as a quick reference for players looking to strengthen their party. This page continues the deep dive into Rondo of Swords, offering crucial data for players tackling the game's challenges. It's split into two main sections: enemy ability values and equipment details. First, you get a breakdown of enemy and demon stats, defining everything from attack power, AP, and defense power, DP, to magical resistance and status effect resistances. It highlights how the difference between AP and DP is fundamental to damage calculation, emphasizing the need to study these values. There's a large table covering various demons and other enemy types, listing their stats, abilities, and learned magic up to around level 18. The second part focuses on gear. It lists weapons, armor, and accessories obtainable up through clearing stage 11. Handy charts detail each item's stats, uses, and how it's created or acquired. There's also a helpful compatibility list showing which specific characters, like Hiu, Sakura, or Solomon, can equip certain accessories, a key detail for optimizing your party's loadout. This data is vital for strengthening your team and overcoming the game's difficult stages. This page dives into the classic action RPG Xanadu, featured in the Famicom Classics compilation. Known for its challenge, this guide focuses on conquering the early stages, specifically levels 1 through 3 of the tower. It's packed with vital information, emphasizing the importance of items in Xanadu's progression, particularly in the Saturn mode version presented here. The guide provides a breakdown of essential early game data. You'll find detailed lists of items available for purchase at shops, covering weapons, armor, and magic, along with their costs. There's also a section listing items you can acquire specifically within the first 3 levels of the tower, explaining what each one does, from healing potions to magic boosting items. For combat encounters, a monster data section gives you the stats of various enemies you'll face, including their health, attack power, defense, experience points gained, and potential item drops. Navigating the treacherous towers is made easier with a map of Tower Level 1. A smart tip highlighted is to buy keys early in the game, as they are essential but become significantly more expensive as your character's level increases. The guide also briefly touches on effective combat strategies, like the advantage of attacking enemies from behind. This page continues the deep dive into Xanadu from Falcom Classics, focusing on the challenges and strategies for conquering tower levels 2 and 3. Building on the previous section, you get comprehensive maps for both towers, showing the layout of rooms and where key items are located. For level 2, the guide points out the prevalence of the poison status effect and the need for keys to open many doors, advising careful management of this resource. The monster data table details creatures like the assassin bag, cavefisher, and kraken, providing their stats, experience, and item drops, which are crucial for planning encounters and gearing up. Moving to level 3, the guide highlights the introduction of Karma, a unique mechanic where defeating good-aligned creatures penalizes you. It stresses the importance of managing karma and avoiding certain enemies. The level 3 monster data includes formidable foes like the Beholder, Grimlock, and the boss Kraken Giant, offering insight into their capabilities. There are specific tips for level 3 navigation and tackling its unique challenges, such as locked areas requiring multiple keys, or specific items like wing boots. The guide concludes with practical advice for preparing for the boss fight against the Kraken Giant. This page features a reader corner based on survey postcards, giving voice to the opinions and gameplay experiences of Sega Saturn fans. The left side includes various reader comments on recent articles and features, discussing what they found interesting or otherwise. There's also a section where readers share what games they've been playing and their experiences, mentioning titles like Super Robot Wars Phi, Gradius 2, and the nationwide school uniform Bishojo Grand Prix. Humorous short comics from readers are also sprinkled throughout this section. Further down, the page presents a ranking of the most and least interesting articles from issue number 20, based on reader feedback. Top articles covered topics like Super Robot Wars Phi and games like Atelier Marie, while others were deemed less engaging. The right side of the page is dedicated to the game Princess Quest, an exclusive fantasy RPG for the Sega Saturn. It showcases beautiful character art, the game's title, and key release information, including the scheduled release date of December 4th, the price, and details about a special first-run limited edition that includes a deluxe booklet and character cards. This serves as a prominent announcement and visual introduction to the game. The next page announces the arrival of Falcom Classics on the Sega Saturn, bringing 3 legendary RPGs back to life on the console. This collection features the acclaimed titles Dragon Slayer, Xanadu, and YS, presented as a deluxe package. Players can experience these classics with fully renewed graphics and background music, with the option to play in either the original classic mode or a new Saturn mode. Dragon Slayer is presented as the root of the series, an epoch-making RPG with action and puzzle elements. Xanadu, a massive hit on PC, is described as a pioneering side-view RPG featuring extensive skills and magic. YS is celebrated as an action RPG masterpiece, known for its heartwarming theme, captivating characters, and exciting combat. The page features beautiful character illustrations, prominently showcasing heroines from YS. The limited edition release, including bonus content, is also highlighted, and there is a small advertisement for a Sega Saturn VCD/Photo CD accessory. This page is dominated by the vibrant artwork and logo for Capcom's X-Men vs. Street Fighter, announcing its arrival on the Sega Saturn. The large illustration features an impressive lineup of characters from both the Marvel and Street Fighter universes, including fan favorites like Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Magneto, Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, and M. Bison. The main focus is the Sega Saturn port, proudly declared as an arcade-perfect port that delivers the same high-quality experience players enjoyed in the arcades. A critical detail highlighted is that the game requires the 4 MB expansion RAM cartridge, which is bundled with the software. This hardware addition was key to bringing complex arcade fighters like this accurately to the home console. The page also teases that X-Men vs. Street Fighter is just the first in a series of games compatible with the 4 MB RAM cartridge. Other highly anticipated titles in this series include the Dungeons & Dragons collection, Vampire Savior, known internationally as Darkstalkers 3 or Vampire Hunter 2, and Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. The game was released on November 27, 1997, priced at 7,800 yen. There are small screenshots showcasing the intense tag team fighting action. Capcom also promoted trial events where players could experience the game firsthand. This page is an advertisement for the Sega Saturn game Yuno, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world, highlighting its multi-story ADM system. The page features a prominent illustration of a character and announces the game's release on December 4th for 7,800 yen. It also confirms Sega Saturn compatibility and an 18+ age rating. This page features promotions for 2 distinct Sega Saturn titles. On the left is an advertisement for Lunar, Silver Star Story, described as a role-playing game for Sega Saturn. It showcases colorful character illustrations and screenshots, highlighting its anime art style. The text mentions it's a story of adventure set in the world of Lunar, specifically featuring a magic school theme. It announces a release date of November 20th, 1997, with a price of 6,800 yen. The right side presents Zero Divide, the Final Conflict, a 3D polygonal fighting game. It features the game's logo and a screenshot displaying characters in combat. The text emphasizes that this is the final evolution of the popular 3D fighting series, making its debut on Sega Saturn. It includes a quote, and mentions the game involves battling a malicious program called XTAL. This title is also scheduled for release on November 20th, 1997, priced at 5,800 yen. This page features promotions for two distinct games. On the left, you see an advertisement for Mystery of Tutankhamun, an adventure game available for both PlayStation and Sega Saturn. It features a well-known figure, likely an Egyptologist, highlighting the game's theme of uncovering ancient Egyptian secrets. Screenshots show realistic environments from the tomb exploration. This intriguing mystery title is scheduled for release on November 20th, 1997. On the right, the focus shifts to the tactical simulation game Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Plus for the Sega Saturn. Featuring iconic characters and spaceships from the acclaimed anime series, the ad emphasizes its tactical depth and updated visuals with polygon CG. It highlights the impressive voice cast involvement and promises super realistic battle and event scenes. This highly anticipated title is already on sale at a standard price of 5,800 yen. This page showcases two distinct items for Sega Saturn fans. On the left, we have an advertisement for the intriguing title, Gunblaze S, a love romance RPG. It promises a story where feelings hidden within bullets will crush a wicked conspiracy, featuring anime visuals, character portraits, and what appears to be strategic or top-down RPG gameplay screenshots. This title was scheduled for a December 1997 release at a standard price of 6,800 yen, excluding tax. Early buyers could look forward to a bonus clear file, and there's a special offer for signed shikishi from the voice cast, which includes notable names like Akira Ishida, Kyoko Hikami, and Ikue Otani. On the right, the page promotes the Desire Official Visual Collection, a character fan book for the game Desire. Titled, I Want You to Be More Excited/Thrilled, it offers fans the chance to reunite with the girls from Desire. The book contains new illustrations that previously graced magazine covers and provides an exclusive preview of new artwork created for an upcoming Windows 95 version of the game, planned for release the following spring. This visual collection was scheduled for release around November 17th at a fixed price of 1,980 yen, including tax, aiming to satisfy fans' desire for more art from the series. This page features advertisements for three different strategy guide publications. On the left, a super strategy guide for the PlayStation title Breath of Fire 2i is promoted as the latest, thick, and cheap guide, fully edited by PlayStation Magazine. It covers scenarios and charts, enemies, and items, and was released on November 18th for 590 yen. On the right, the first volume of the Game no Arukikata book series is highlighted, focusing on the Sega Saturn game, Super Robot Wars F. This 244-page guide is praised for its detail, covering all enemy unit data and turn-by-turn strategies, and is currently available for 690 yen, edited by Saturn Fan. The bottom banner announces the launch issue of the Game no Arukikata magazine, titled Strategy Great Technique Forest Volume 1, a comprehensive guide covering all 108 games released that autumn. Scheduled for release around November 27th for 790 yen, it boasts coverage for titles like Super Robot Wars, Phi, Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, Front Mission 2, Final Fantasy V2 International, and Breath of Fire 2i. This page features two intriguing simulation titles for the Sega Saturn. On the left, we have Umanaru Gekiju, a horse racing simulation that adds a unique twist. The horses can talk and express their personalities. Players manage a horse, aiming to conquer G1 races starting with 50 million yen. You'll build relationships, train your horse, compete in races with lively commentary, and even breed new horses. The game also includes a password-based competition mode, the Umanaru Cup, allowing players to pit their prized horses against others. It looks like a charming take on the genre, with its focus on horse personalities. On the right, Gaia Breeder presents a grander simulation concept. Set in the 23rd century, humanity has conquered extinction by traveling back in time to collect, draina, and clone extinct animals. Players cultivate a giant miniature garden in the modern era, placing and managing these cloned creatures while considering the ecosystem. The goal is to build a thriving animal kingdom and compete in championships. The game even throws in random disasters which can surprisingly lead to the discovery of entirely new species, adding a fascinating element of unpredictability to the process of bringing back the past. It's a genuinely unique premise that blends history, science fiction, and ecosystem management. This page features two distinct simulation titles. On the left is Transport Tycoon, a company management simulation where players strive to become the world's ultimate transport king. You start with capital and must build transportation networks using various methods like roads, railways, air, and sea to move passengers and cargo between cities, aiming to outlast rival companies over 100 years by efficiently managing supply and demand and increasing profits. On the right, we look at Warcraft 2, The Dark Saga, a fantasy simulation that blends strategy and management in a real-time conflict between orcs and humans. Players manage resources, build structures, and command units in combat, aiming to complete various missions in the campaign mode. You can play as either the human or orc race, each with unique units and characteristics, engaging in strategic battles and expanding your forces across the map. This page focuses on Vandal Hearts, a simulation RPG featuring captivating 3D battles. It's a port of the PlayStation title, allowing players to enjoy strategic combat on a 3D field. The story centers around Ash Lambert, a knight in the Ishtaria Kingdom, who becomes involved in a conflict against national ambition. The core gameplay involves moving units, attacking and defeating enemies in turn-based tactical battles, played out on over 40 different 3D maps, which offer strategic depth with limited movement ranges and varied terrain. Unique strategic elements highlighted include surrounding enemies for damage bonuses, interacting with map objects like rocks and blocks to alter the battlefield, and understanding attribute affinities between different unit types: warrior, flying, archer, heavy armor, holy, magic, which significantly impacts damage dealt and received. Units can also change jobs after reaching level 10, offering branching paths for character development. The Saturn version includes exclusive content, such as additional magic spells, a new playable character, Irvine, new battle maps including hidden ones, and new opening and ending movies. The article also touches on the importance of elevation in battles, where attacking from high ground offers advantages despite movement limitations uphill. Finally, a brief walkthrough of the game's early chapters introduces key plot points and characters. The overall tone suggests a deep and engaging tactical experience with meaningful strategic choices. This page introduces Kaze no Monogatari, Story of the Wind, an adventure game from director and character designer Keita Amemiya. Known for his unique and often fantastical creature designs, the game casts you as Dr. Garp, exploring the mysterious Setsukaze Island, home to strange creatures and inhabitants. A core mechanic is that your actions on the island are automatically compiled into an in-game picture book, Setsukaze Island Story, which serves as both your adventure log and your primary objective. To progress, you'll often need help from 3 unique helper characters, Kisuke, Kurion, and Rokuzu, each possessing a special ability like cutting, flying, or breaking rocks that allows you to overcome environmental puzzles. The island's secrets can be uncovered through an in-game encyclopedia, Fujuki, which provides details on the local flora, fauna, and inhabitants, acting as a helpful guide to solving mysteries. You can also collect various scattered items, adding a fun collection element. As you advance, CG movies revealing Drive, Garp's fragmented memories unfold, piecing together the backstory of this strange world. The game, developed by a collaboration including Jiburo and Cloud, and published by Enix, promises a charming and unique adventure experience. This page dives into the initial 4 episodes of Kaze no Monogatari, giving us a taste of the early adventure. It kicks off with the encounter episode, where Garp arrives on Setsukaze Island, finds a strange house, and begins his quest to recover the lost story of the wind, introducing the first key helper characters. Next is the Dr. Garp's Rival Appears episode, where we meet Kanzu, a condor penguin-like creature who challenges Garp. These encounters seem to involve contests, with winning or losing impacting the game, and we also get introduced to Kurion, who appears to be troubled by Kanzu. Following that is, Let's Try Growing a Mysterious Tree Seed, focusing on a peculiar seed found by Dr. Garp. This section highlights the task of growing this seed, which seems to involve the help of Rokuzu, one of the helpers. The page shows the seed growing into a flying tree. Finally, the beginning of Encounters with the Island People episode showcases other unique inhabitants of Setsukaze Island, including the Nerf, a grass sprite, the giant bug collector Tamura, and the majestic wind lion. The screenshots depict interactions with these characters and various locations on the island. The page serves as a compelling overview of the game's charming world and its cast of eccentric characters. This page features two distinct Kledrom titles. On the left, we have The Mystery of Tutankhamun, an adventure game where you join forces with renowned Egyptologist professor Sakuji Yoshimura to unravel the secrets of the legendary pharaoh's tomb. The game blends live-action footage and high-quality CG visuals as you explore ancient Egypt, solve puzzles, and utilize a comprehensive data library filled with the professor's extensive knowledge to aid your investigation. You'll be searching for a deeper mystery hidden within the tomb, guided by an ancient prophecy. On the right is Message Navy, presented as a Krydrom magazine packed with live information. Its main draw is a database of 1,000 personal profiles, primarily for users in their teens and 20s, looking for relationships or friendships. You can search these profiles based on criteria like age and area. Beyond the profiles, the magazine includes features like cute girl pickups from locations like Tokyo, Ikebukuro, complete with photos and potentially interviews. There are also voiced reports from various places, such as a ramen museum, offering different kinds of content. This title acts more as a digital information hub, focused on social connections and urban features. The next page presents two distinct titles. On the left is Ochage Designer, software designed to let players create their own falling block puzzle games. It emphasizes ease of use, allowing users to design custom graphics, rules, and levels, even featuring a character named Elfarl to guide the process. It's pitched as a way to easily step into game design. On the right, we have Sega Ages Memorial Selection Volume 2, the second compilation in the Sega Ages series, bringing together 6 classic Sega arcade games. This volume includes the high-speed racing action of Monaco GP, the intense sword combat of Samurai, the puzzle-solving adventure of Sinbad Mystery, the vertically scrolling shoot-'em-up Starjacker, the multi-directional ninja action of Sega Ninja, and the unique puzzle gameplay of Penguin Land. It's a collection aimed squarely at fans looking to revisit these legendary arcade experiences. This page features the Sega Saturn game DJ Wars, a unique title that simulates realistic DJ play, complete with scratching and effects. The game offers 2 main modes: Studio Mode for players to hone their techniques without pressure, and an RPG-like story mode, where you aim to become the top DJ by battling rivals in different clubs across various districts like Bamboo Town, Palm Town, and Rose Town. Success requires not only skill, but also keeping up with street trends. Players can choose from 5 distinct characters, each with their own personality and style: Kuhi, Alex, Neo, Anita, and Steel. The game's sound production is handled by the Avex Group, featuring tracks by famous artists. It also includes a guide mode to assist beginners with on-screen advice. The goal is to start at smaller venues and work your way up to larger clubs, eventually challenging the world's top DJs. The next page features a 2-page spread highlighting 2 distinct titles. On the left is Yoshiyuki Sadamoto Illustrations, a collection showcasing 115 works by the renowned character designer, most famous for his work on Neon Genesis Evangelion. This software allows fans to view the illustrations in high resolution, and includes commentary movies from Sadamoto himself, discussing his creative process. It features art from iconic titles, like Evangelion, Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water, Royal Space Force, Lunar, and more. The right side presents Bubble Symphony, the latest entry in the classic Bubble Bobble series. Known internationally as Bubble Bobble 2, the game retains the beloved cute characters and simple, addictive, bubble-bursting gameplay, where players trap enemies in bubbles to defeat them and aim to return to human form. A fun twist is that stages are themed after nostalgic Taito arcade classics, such as Invaders, Darius, and Pocky and Rocky, allowing players to choose different paths through the worlds. The game is packed with items to help players, including stat boosts and elemental bubble attacks, and collecting letter bubbles to spell extend grants extra lives and screen clearing power. Boss battles require strategic use of different bubble attributes. This page features impressions and reviews of upcoming Sega Saturn software scheduled for release in late November. The article helps players decide which games to pick up during the busy holiday season. It highlights several notable titles. Zero Divide. The Final Conflict is reviewed as a competent 3D fighting game that attempts originality despite some comparison points to existing series. Mahu Gakuen Lunar, part of the beloved Lunar RPG series, is presented as a light and charming role-playing experience, with a focus on story and character development, perfect for playing in short bursts. Bluebreaker. Sword and Smile is an RPG ported from the PCFX, emphasizing building relationships with the female characters alongside standard RPG gameplay elements. Finally, the highly anticipated X-Men vs. Street Fighter is previewed, specifically noting its requirement for the 4 MB RAM expansion cartridge, and praising the arcade-perfect quality of the port, highlighting the fast-paced tag team action that defines the Versus series. Reviewer opinions and scores are provided for each title, offering a snapshot of initial impressions. The next page continues the Saturn software impressions, focusing on simulations and strategy games releasing around late November and December. First up is J-League Pro Soccer Club o Tsukuru, a soccer club management simulation, this being the second entry. The review notes improvements over the previous title, highlighting the enjoyable player editing and development features, which seem to be a major draw for fans building their dream team. The overall score is a solid 8.2, indicating a positive reception for its simulation depth, despite some minor criticisms about presentation. Next we have the classic PC simulation Transport Tycoon. This port allows players to build and manage vast transportation networks. Reviewer opinions are mixed, with some finding the complex system and interface challenging, leading to a lower average score of 5.4. However, others acknowledge the deep simulation gameplay underneath the initial hurdles. Following that is Warcraft 2. Dark Saga, bringing the acclaimed real-time strategy game to the Saturn. Impressions praise its strategic depth, variety of units, and tactical gameplay, capturing the essence of the PC original. The game's ability to handle large battles and the strategic nuance earn it an average score of 7.8. Finally, there's Gaia Breeder, a unique simulation title focused on raising and breeding creatures. Opinions vary significantly. Some reviewers felt there wasn't enough engaging content initially, while others appreciated the distinct concept and atmosphere of building a wildlife preserve. The mixed feelings result in an average score of 6.2. This page continues the Saturn software impressions, featuring a variety of genres. First up is Refrain Love. Anata ni Ayatai, a dating simulation praised for its solid story, well-developed characters, and immersive atmosphere, earning a good average score of 6.8. Following that, Sega Touring Car Championship is highlighted for its focus on realistic drift mechanics and competitive racing. Although the visuals receive some criticism, it scores a 7.6 average. DJ Wars, a DJ simulation, impressed with its authentic recreation of DJing and sound quality, despite some usability issues, resulting in a 6.2 average. Next, Tsukifu no Shimamonogatari is an adventure game noted for its unique art and calming atmosphere, but gameplay pacing was a point of contention, leading to a 6.4 average. Conversely, Tutankhamun no Nazo Antique, another adventure title set in ancient Egypt, received mixed to negative reviews regarding its slow pacing and cumbersome movement, reflected in a low average score of 4.8. The page also briefly touches upon a digital art book featuring illustrations by Kensuke Gibbon from various anime and introduces Message Navi, described as a digital magazine allowing users to browse character profiles and interact with them. This page continues the software impressions, showcasing a diverse lineup. First, Sega Ages. Memorial Selection Volume 2 brings classic Sega arcade titles to the Saturn, offering nostalgic ports, though some reviewers noted a lack of significant enhancements. Next, King. Love's Thousand Year Kingdom is presented as an RPG/simulation blend, featuring character interactions and strategic elements, earning a solid score. Vandal Hearts, a strategy RPG port from PlayStation, is highlighted for its tactical combat and engaging story presentation. Taito's arcade hit, Bubble Symphony, arrives, praised for its simple, enjoyable puzzle gameplay and faithful porting. The page also features brief impressions of Puradzuru disc volumes, showcasing digital idols. Finally, Ochage. Designer Motepon offers a unique take on the puzzle genre, while Shining Force 2-1. Scenario 1 kicks off the epic strategy RPG trilogy with a strong start, detailing the conflict between the Republic and the Empire across its distinct scenarios. This page dives into a mix of game impressions and a major upcoming title. The main focus is on Hopstep Eidorozu, presented as a detailed preview. This game puts you in the role of a producer managing the lives and careers of idols, blending business simulation with relationship building. Screenshots show the UI for managing their schedules, potentially engaging in romantic interactions, and participating in various events like parties or even dates. The page also introduces the 4 main idol characters, complete with comments from their voice actors. Following the format from the previous page, there are brief impressions on other titles. Sensible Soccer 2 is discussed for its refined gameplay. X-Men vs. Street Fighter is highlighted for its faithful arcade port and tag battle mechanics. DJ Wars gets a look as a music rhythm game, and Fujiyama no Kaze no Monogatari is described as a unique simulation/RPG experience. Overall, it's a preview-heavy page showcasing both upcoming and recently released Saturn games across different genres. This page features the Creator's Commitment Saturn Dreams series, highlighting the insights of developers behind key Saturn titles. The main focus is split between the Saturn port of Cave's classic vertical shooter, Dodonpachi, published by Atlas, and Packensoft's snowboarding game, Steep Slope Sliders. Cave developers, Toot Kamiya and Toot Ichimura, discuss their work on Dodonpachi. They aim to create a game enjoyable for both beginners and hardcore fans, emphasizing the depth of the combo system and the challenges of porting the arcade experience to the Saturn. Photos of Kamiya and Ichimura are included. Director Shizuyuki Hirota of Packensoft talks about Steep Slope Sliders. His focus was on achieving realistic and expressive human movement, particularly in the snowboarding animations and physics. The page includes screenshots showcasing the game's visuals and trick mechanics, along with a photo of Hirota. There is also a brief section featuring Ken Takanobu, representative director of Cave, discussing the company's philosophy. This page features 2 main sections. The first covers the popular radio show Club Tokimeki Memorial, with voice actors Sakura Tange and Mie Kuribayashi reporting from an event. Photos show the voice actors and a large crowd of fans, highlighting the show's popularity and fan interaction. There's also a contest to win signed illustrations from the voice actors, and mention of related Tokimeki Memorial merchandise releases, and an arcade campaign offering prizes. The second major part is a recurring feature for the game Elf, here focusing on the visual novel Yuno, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world. This section announces the completion of a Yuno poster, and introduces the character Kaori Asakura, detailing her profile and appearance. It also previews potential names for the elf-themed corner itself, featuring dialogue between characters associated with the Elf series. The section includes a suggestive illustration of a character from Yuno and artwork related to the Elf feature. This page focuses on the latest arcade and crane game prizes for December. It highlights a variety of enticing items based on popular game and anime franchises. Featured prizes include Sakura Wars, wall clocks, mechanical piggy banks, and plush dolls, showcasing the characters in both their standard and battle outfits. There are also Banpresto prizes, like Mobile Suit Gundam minifigures and Super Robot Wars keychains, appealing to mecha fans. Other series with prizes shown are Tatsunoko Productions, characters as action figures, Lupin 2-1, the Castle of Cagliostro figures, Sentimental Graffiti keychains, Garfield coin cases, Tama and Friends keychains, and Bomberman sound banks. The magazine expresses excitement for these items, as a great way to end the year and get fans collecting. There's also a section related to the Sega PC Club, and an announcement about a prize giveaway from a previous issue. This page dives into the Hyper Ultec section, a fan-submitted collection of game tips and secrets rated on a 5-point scale. Higher-ranked tips were considered more useful and potentially rewarded the submitter. Highlighting the top tips, the highly rated section for Dead or Alive reveals how to unlock an extra config menu. This menu lets you customize various gameplay elements, like the order characters appear, the size of the ring, and the properties of the danger zones, by meeting specific in-game conditions, like clearing modes or accumulating playtime. For Super Robot Wars F, players could learn how to take control of the Berserk EVA Unit 01 when its HP hits 0, gaining access to its Choetic power. Other notable tips include entering specific names at the start of Zellner Shield for immediate advantages like maximum money or best equipment, and a method in All Japan Pro Wrestling featuring Virtua to unlock Hyper Baba No. 2 in Versus mode. The page also details cheats for games like Dodonpachi, enhancing both shot and laser weapons with a specific input, Assault Trigs, granting invincibility in all equipment via button commands, and Jeep Vector, starting with 9 credits instead of 3. Visual novel fans could unlock a CG gallery in Tactical Fighter, and players of Cross Romance could unlock all characters for free matches in Mahjong and Hanafuda modes. Finally, there's a section calling for readers to submit their own game tips and secrets. This page highlights some hot arcade titles making their way to the Saturn. First up is Slunks the Last Blade, a stylish sword-fighting game set during Japan's turbulent Bakumatsu period. It features a roster of unique characters like Kaede, Akari, and Shikyo, bringing intense samurai action with beautiful visuals as seen in the screenshots. Capcom enters the ring with rival schools. United by Fate, a high-energy 3D fighting game with a distinct school setting. Characters like Batsu, Hinata, and their rivals clash with a vibrant, hot-blooded feel evident in the dynamic screenshots. It's all about drama and rivalry in this unique fighter. Finally, great news for SHMUP fans. Battle Garega is confirmed for a port. This critically acclaimed shooter is known for its complex scoring and challenging bullet patterns. The magazine is actually reaching out to fans for ideas to make this port the best it can be, showing they're serious about doing justice to this legendary game. This page focuses on updates from Sega's AM3 development department. First up is a look at the Lost World Special, an exciting arcade attraction based on Jurassic Park. It's a light gun shooter ride for up to 4 players, featuring motion seats and environmental effects to immerse you in the world of dinosaurs. The article shows screenshots of Trek's encounters and the player setup, highlighting characters Ian and Sarah. There's also a follow-up report on Cyber Troopers Virtualon, Oratorio Tangram. While development is progressing, there's no new system or gameplay information this time. The feature includes new artwork and screenshots showcasing the Virtuoid mechs from the highly anticipated sequel. Additionally, mini plastic models of popular Virtuoids like Temjin and Raiden are available, designed for easy snap-fit assembly and featuring movable parts. The page also includes a character file for Top Skater, profiling the hidden character Alex and his brother Ash. It provides their biographical details and background, describing Alex as an entertainer with a passion for skating and surfing, accompanied by character illustrations. Finally, the article announces the release of a drama CD based on the radio drama adaptation of the fighting game Last Bronx, including details about its contents and cover art. There's also a section featuring various artistic sketches and a call for fan submissions to the magazine. This page is dedicated to mastering Virtua Fighter 3TB, offering crucial knowledge and techniques for competitive play. It highlights that store-based tournaments are becoming more popular, making the game more exciting. The focus is on essential winning techniques and character strategies for Jeffrey McWild and Kagemaru. The guide analyzes Jeffrey, noting few changes from Virtua Fighter 3, and emphasizing his strong throws and simple two-hit attacks as potent tools. It suggests a focus on overwhelming opponents with basic yet effective offense, while also recommending the use of high-risk, high-return moves. Screenshots illustrate his techniques, including advantageous situations for two-hit attacks and potential combo setups. Kokage is presented as a character with a balanced offense of throws and strikes, largely unchanged from the previous game. While versatile, the guide suggests his lack of a distinct pattern might make him seem less flashy, but his balanced approach is key to victory. It provides strategies for Kage's varied techniques, including effective middle and low attacks, and the importance of timing in throw engagements. A key technique covered is the advantage gained after guarding a low kick, which often leads to a guaranteed low throw chance, especially for characters like Wolf and Jeffrey. The page also demonstrates how to escape throws by inputting the direction towards the opponent's back. These detailed character and technique breakdowns are presented with accompanying screenshots, providing visual examples for players looking to improve their game in Virtua Fighter 3TB. This page covers two distinct Sega Saturn topics. On the left, there's a report on the Sega Virtua Strikers Cup 97 National Tournament Finals held at Tokyo Joypopolis. The article details the championship structure and highlights the reveal of a hidden team called MVP Yuki-chan for Virtua Striker 2, even providing instructions on how to unlock them. Photos capture the event atmosphere, the arcade machines, and showcase some of the prizes, including Adidas soccer uniforms and a limited edition watch. On the right side, the page features a prominent advertisement for the Sega Saturn Love Simulation role-playing game, Blue Breaker. This section is dominated by the game's distinctive anime character art and announces its release date is November 27th, emphasizing that there are only 2 weeks left until it hits shelves. This page announces upcoming Sega Saturn titles. On the left is Real Bout Fatal Fury Special, the latest fighting game in the series, highlighted for its inclusion of a practice mode and the ability to play as Geese Howard from the start. It features a refined 3-tier power gauge system and an enhanced line system, adding depth to combat with line shifts and corner battles. Screenshots show various characters executing signature moves. On the right, the page previews Kunoichi Homotsucho, an adventure game with RPG and card battle elements, starring a female ninja named Ran. The game boasts a multi-ending system where player choices and battle outcomes influence the story's progression. The magazine also points out the inclusion of suggestive scenes and a high-quality anime opening sequence utilizing the ADX audio technology. The art style and character designs for this adventure game are prominently featured. The next page features previews of 3 upcoming Sega Saturn titles. On the left is Jungle Rhythm, a unique rhythm action game where players dance to the beat. It includes a story mode following the protagonist's journey and a competitive battle mode. The preview highlights the game's colorful cast of characters and showcases various stages up to the 4th one, emphasizing the fun and energetic atmosphere. It also details the 2 battle modes, Rhythm Jungle for timing and Battle Jungle for dance-based attacks, along with the use of special moves. In the center and upper right, the page looks at Wipeout XL, known internationally as Wipeout 2097. This futuristic racing game is praised for its incredible speed, distinctive techno soundtrack, and intense combat. Players race anti-gravity vehicles on challenging tracks, using weapons and tactics to finish first. The preview shows off the high-speed action, various environments, and the visual flair that defines the series. Finally, at the bottom, the page previews the Dungeons & Dragons collection, a compilation of the classic arcade beat-em-ups Tower of Doom and Shadows over Mystara. Described as a side-scrolling action RPG, players choose from different classes like fighter or elf, battle hordes of monsters, collect items, and gain experience to level up their characters. The preview showcases the fantasy setting, intense combat, and the use of both weapons and magic against formidable foes. Sega Saturn's upcoming games span diverse genres. JIKU Powerful Pro Yaku Cease offers a realistic baseball simulation with training and customization options. Eternal Melody 2, a simulation game, involves protecting the town of Enfield with a vigilante group. The Eternal Melody official collection provides fan content from both games. Honkaku Shogi Shinan Wakamatsu Shogi Juku is a serious shogi title, focusing on skill improvement. Prose the battle action adapts the popular manga into a fighting game with 2-player battles. Other upcoming releases include a data disc, a tactical simulation, and a Battle Garega demo. This page provides a detailed look at the development progress of highly anticipated Sega Saturn titles as of November 11th. It's a snapshot report covering a wide array of genres. Among the highlights are the eagerly awaited Sakura Wars 2, promising top-tier quality across the board, and the arcade port of the House of the Dead, bringing its intense light gun action home. Burning Ranger continues its development with passionate effort, while Princess Crown is revealed to be 100% complete and ready for release. Lupin III makes a 3D polygon appearance, and the acclaimed Atelier Marie is also finished and set for launch. Fighting game fans can look forward to Real Bout Fatal Fury Special, which will include Geese Howard from the start on Saturn. Visual novel fans are anticipating Sentimental Graffiti, nearing completion at 95%, and the adventure title Riven. The sequel to Myst is making progress with its impressive CG visuals. Grandia, a massive RPG project, is nearly done at 95%, representing the culmination of 4 years of hard work. Other titles like The Legend of Heroes, White Witch, Mobile Suit Gundam, Giren's Ambition, and Super Robot Wars F Final are also in various stages of development, keeping fans excited for the diverse lineup heading to the Saturn. This page presents a comprehensive Sega Saturn release calendar, offering a look ahead at upcoming titles from November 1997 into 1998 and beyond for games with undecided release dates. The calendar provides a snapshot of the diverse lineup arriving on the platform, covering various genres including RPGs, fighting games, simulations, and more. A guide is included, explaining that red text indicates new additions to the calendar since the previous issue, while blue text signifies changes to a game's title or release date. The list includes releases like Devil Summoners, Soul Hackers, Grandia, Shining Force 2i, The House of the Dead, and various ports and new titles, giving Saturn owners a clear view of what's on the horizon. This page announces the release date for the next issue, November 28th, and highlights upcoming features. The next issue will focus on strategy and features for major titles, such as Sonic R, Sega Touring Car, A Girl Who Chants Love at the Bound of This World, and X-Men vs. Street Fighter. The page includes a comprehensive game index listing many titles, though it omits detailed specs. The majority of the page is dedicated to promoting Bubble Symphony, also known as Bubble Bobble 2. A large illustration features the iconic Bubble Dragons Bub and Bob, alongside other familiar characters from the series, enveloped in bubbles. The accompanying text explains the premise. Two kids visit a library with their friends and are suddenly transformed into the legendary Bubble Dragons. The tagline emphasizes that these characters can only be met on the Sega Saturn. Release information confirms Bubble Symphony is launching on November 27th for 3,800 yen. This page features two different game promotions. On the left side, we have RMJ, The Mystery Hospital, a horror game with the tagline, Fear of Deaths. It's advertised for both PlayStation, releasing November 27th, and Sega Saturn, releasing December 18th, both priced at 6,800 yen. The visuals lean into classic horror tropes, with unsettling imagery and dark tones. The right side highlights Next King, Millennium Kingdom of Love for the Sega Saturn, set for release on November 20th for 6,800 yen, with a limited edition including a drama CD for 7,800 yen. This title is clearly an anime-styled simulation or adventure game, featuring appealing character designs. The text describes the player as a prince, who must overcome rivals and trials to win over the various girls, eventually facing their pasts and realities, and asks if the player can still love them. The page also promotes the game's theme song and a related book per Candela package.